Nature abhors a vacuum, yet when we lift our eyes to the night sky, we find ourselves surrounded by one. An ocean of silence, darkness stretching farther than imagination can follow. At first glance, it appears empty, but within the deepest darkness, stars are born. Galaxies slowly take shape. Worlds begin journeys that will last billions of years. The void is not the absence of creation, it is where creation begins. There are moments in our lives that feel much the same. What once gave us direction no longer does. The dream comes to an end. Someone we love is no longer beside us. A purpose that once carried us forward quietly slips beyond the horizon. What remains can feel immeasurably vast, almost silent, like drifting through a sky where every familiar star has gone dark. And still, we remain. The loss may change us, the silence may unsettle us, we may struggle to recognize the life that remains. After all, there is no map for a place with no landmarks, no familiar constellation to follow, no distant light promising exactly where the journey leads. In that moment, it may feel as if we are adrift, without direction, but eventually, we must learn to navigate by something different. That can be difficult to accept. We remember the old constellations. We remember how easily they once told us where we were. A familiar voice, a familiar purpose, a future we had already begun to imagine. When those lights disappear, there is a temptation to keep searching the darkness for them, to retrace the same sky, to wait for what was lost to return. Sometimes it does, often it cannot. And no amount of staring into an empty corner of the heavens will make an extinguished star burn again. There is grief in accepting that, but there is also freedom. Because the moment we stop demanding that the sky look as it once did, we can finally begin to see what remains. Other stars, other directions, distant lights we never needed to notice before. The void changes the sky. It does not take the entire sky with it. There is an instinct to fill a void as quickly as possible, to find another purpose, another destination, another light to steer toward. Anything that might make the silence feel temporary. However, when our old direction disappears, there may be a time when no new one has revealed itself. We drift, we search, we wonder whether something within us disappeared along with everything we lost. It didn't. There will be moments when we cannot see what comes next. We only need to remember that uncertainty is not the same as emptiness, and emptiness is not the same as an ending. Sometimes the space between what was and what will be is simply where we must travel for a while. The void does not remain unchanged forever, neither do we. At first, its boundaries can seem enormous. Loss has a way of drawing our attention toward everything that is missing. The empty chair, the unanswered silence, the purpose that once pulled us out of bed each morning. The absence can feel larger than everything surrounding it. That is the nature of a void. It draws our eyes toward its center, but life continues beyond its edges. The sun rises and sets. New responsibilities find us. Small reasons to care begin appearing where we never thought to look for them. None of these things replace what was lost. They aren't supposed to. Slowly, they become part of what remains. And somewhere along the way, we realize the void is no longer the only thing we can see. It may still be there. Some empty places remain with us for a very long time, but we have grown around them. Life has stretched beyond the boundaries of what was lost. There are new memories beside the old ones, new reasons to rise in the morning, new places where our presence matters. The darkness that once seemed endless has become only one part of a much larger sky. We do not have to erase what happened to move beyond it. We do not have to forget what once gave us purpose to discover purpose again. What was lost can remain important without remaining everything. There is no returning to exactly who we were before, nor should that be the measure of healing. Some experiences leave marks too deep for that. They alter the shape of our lives. They change what we value. They change what we notice. They change the way we carry ourselves into whatever comes next. We may look at those changes and see only evidence of what was taken. Eventually, we may recognize something else. We endured an emptiness we once thought would consume us. We continued when direction was difficult to find. We built meaning where none was waiting for us. And slowly, the person standing beneath that enormous sky is no longer the same person who first looked into the darkness. The void changed us, but we had a say in what it changed us into. An empty space carries no instructions for what must come next. That can be frightening. It can also be freeing. The future that once seemed certain may be gone, but an unwritten future is still a future. The space before us remains open. There are stars we have not yet learned to navigate by, people we have not met, places we have not stood, reasons to keep moving that have not yet revealed themselves. None of them undo what came before. They do something else. They remind us that absence and possibility can occupy the same space. We can carry what is missing and still make room for what has yet to arrive. The universe does not ask the darkness for permission to create within it. Light appears anyway. Matter gathers. New worlds take shape in spaces that once seemed impossibly empty. Our lives are much the same. Though we cannot always choose what disappears, we can choose what we allow to grow in the space that remains. A new purpose does not betray the old one. Joy does not erase grief. Moving forward does not require us to deny where we've been. We carry those things with us, and still, we build, we reach, we search for another light. The void may change the shape of our journey. It does not decide where the journey ends. Nature abhors a vacuum. Maybe we do too. We look into empty places and feel compelled to fill them, to restore what was there, to make the silence end. These voids become part of the landscape we carry with us, and still, life gathers around them. New memories form. New purposes take root. New lights appear in places we once knew only as darkness. The distance between the stars is vast, the darkness between them even greater. And yet, the darkness has never stopped the stars from shining. The void may always occupy some part of us. Let it. There is still an entire sky left to fill with light.